So Ilia Topuria has come out today and said that he is taking time off from defending his belt. He's taking time off from fighting uh, because of domestic abuse allegations. He came out and said that in this big long post here, he said, I'm going to read it in a second, but basically he said he has got too many legal problems because him and his wife split up. And they have, I guess it's like some custody thing. They're trying to resolve, I guess, to like it's an issue, and every time the kind of mother gets the benefit of the doubt, so it's kind of harder for Taporia, someone like Taporia. But she has, or not she has come out and said rather that Taporia is saying that one of the main accusations against Taporia is domestic abuse, domestic violence. He hit her somehow in one way or another. That's what she is alleging against him, or her lawyers or whatever is alleging against Taporia. And first of all, people have said today, just off the back of this, that he has vacated his belt. He never said vacated. He's not vacating. We kind of knew what was happening with Taporia because like he's taking an extended break. Probably won't be back till maybe next summer, and we kind of knew that because of the Gaethje Pimblett fight getting made in January. Because he can't fight right now because he has all these legal problems, they have an interim belt, and then hopefully by next summer though, Taporia will fight again and fight the winner of that fight. So because I've seen a lot of people saying that he vacated or he's vacating, basically because a lot of this, what was it? Because it was more like rumors, or not rumors, but it was like because they made the fight, Dana White made the Gaethje Pimblett fight. We kind of got told that Taporia can't fight right now. This isn't Taporia coming out and say he's vacating or whatever. This is him coming out and saying on his behalf that he has to take time out because beforehand he didn't address that. It was just from Dana White making the Gaethje fight and the Pimblett fight that was kind of confirmed. But this is him just saying it on his own behalf. And I'll read what it says. So that's Taporia, that's his wife or his ex-wife now. But he came out with this post, this the graphic, and said, I don't know why I said Madrid, but yeah, said over the past several weeks I have made the difficult decision to temporarily step away from defending my title. This was not a decision I took lightly. However, when circumstances arise that threaten your personal integrity, your family, and your reputation, there comes a point when you must address them directly. In recent months, I have been subjected to severe and unacceptable pressure, including threats to disseminate false allegations of domestic abuse unless financial demands are met. These allegations are entirely unfounded. The truth is not a matter of opinion, it's a matter of evidence. So basically, he's saying that, she's come out and saying that, threats. He's had all this pressure of saying that she's saying that he threatened her, that he abused her domestically, like hit her maybe, and unless financial demands are met. So I guess she's wanting him to like settle some sort of lawsuit, or she's pressuring him to settle some sort of lawsuit. Uh, and he's saying they're completely like false. They're not even real. They're just made up. They're fabricated. He goes on to say all relevant evidence has been carefully preserved and documented, including audio recordings, written communications, witness statements, and video material. This evidence has been submitted to the appropriate judicial authorities in order to pursue legal action for attempted extortion, falsification of evidence, misappropriation of funds and personal property, and multiple threats. So he's basically saying he's got all this evidence, he's got, video, he's got audio of her trying to extort Taporia. So she's trying to get money out of him by coming up with all this. He's a big superstar, millionaire, he's living the good life. She wants a bit of that now that she's kind of done with him, and it will help her case that she has the kids and because I think they have two kids together, and it will. She's trying to benefit from that as much as she can. And he's just saying it's all false though. And then he says, my initial decision to remain silent was made solely to protect my children, who are the most important part of my life. However, I have come to understand that silence under these circumstances does not protect the truth. It allows false narratives to take hold. As obviously people have been kind of speculating because Topuria never said anything. He's kind of, people could just come up with stuff, you know what I mean? Many individuals have faced similar situations in time again, the legal system has ultimately clarified the facts. Today, I'm stepping forward not only for my family and myself, but also to demonstrate that no one should be forced to yield to intimidation, manipulation, or fear. Those who know me can at least, can attest that I have never engaged in violence of any kind, and that my life and career have always been guided by discipline, respect, and integrity. I have full confidence in the judicial process and will allow the legal system to determine the facts based on evidence. Out of respect for my children and the ongoing legal proceedings, I will not be making any further public statements. I respectfully ask that speculation be avoided and that my family's privacy be honoured during this sensitive time. The truth does not require volume; it requires facts. Thank you. Okay. So basically, that whole statement basically saying that again she's going after him legally because they split up. She's probably just trying to get a bunch of money out of him. Let's be honest, that's kind of what they do, and she's trying to, I guess, He's claiming that she's trying to falsify information, but he's got all this evidence to, show in a court of law, and yeah, that we'll find the outcome of that. We'll see the outcome of that when that does happen. Probably will take a bit. Let's be honest, it'll probably take a while, but we'll see. Probably something middle of next year, maybe at the earliest. But yeah, so that's happening, and if you don't know, uh, they kind of Topuria and his wife kind of broke up maybe start of October, I think it was, or something like that, like the start of October, maybe before that, because she'd said this on. They basically had removed each other on all their social media, and she said, what was it? A mother's true superpower is not being alert to danger, it's building a world where her daughter can grow up brave, free, and unafraid. And then I don't know if that last part, that brave, free, and unafraid, is like maybe she's trying to reference that Topuria was like scaring her. He was like threatening. What was her name again? Georgina, or yeah, Georgina. It's threatening her, and also maybe threatening their children. Who knows? I have no idea. I'm not gonna say what's what. Probably I leaning more towards I doubt that would happen. I don't think that would happen, but just kind of seems like the guy Topuria is. But yeah. So I think that's what that last part is alluding to. But that happened. She's probably just trying to, as I said, get her kids as well. She doesn't. She wants full custody or something like that. And it reminds me because if you've seen this during the summer, it was like kind of blew up a bit, like kind of went away everywhere. Topuria went. I think this was in like July, middle of July. Topuria kind of was with the Nelk boys, and they said, "I'll play the video," but he said this.
Actually, I met my wife in Miami.
Really?
Yeah, she was living there.
Damn. Who says you can't meet your wife in Miami?
But you can find your wife in any place in the world.
You hear that? Put that on Only in Date on
You gotta be
Instagram. You can meet your wife in Miami.
Alright, that's right.
Put it on Only in Date. It's hilarious.
Everywhere. But why are you saying that?
Huh?
Why are you
What?
saying that?
Everyone
Yeah,
says that.
because you go to the party and this is the only place
Yeah.
you see. But you don't know the another part of Miami of the people that just they want.
They're normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But
We need
best
to
place
see
to
that
work
side.
out too, Miami, because you can just walk outside and run the water.
And he just leaves. Yeah, so if you don't get that, basically, Kyle, I think his name is, or whatever, saying that, he met his, or that Topuria met his wife in Miami, and then Kyle from the Boys basically said that, Miami's like who said you can't find your wife in Miami because Miami's like the, what would you say, the, let's keep it friendly, the, promiscuous capital of America, I guess you could say. All the mamacitas, I guess you could call it. You know what I mean? Down there in South USA in Florida. But yeah, and it's actually kind of funny how he said that, and then like 2 months, 3 months later, that they ended up splitting up, and she's trying to take his money and take his kids. So it's like really funny, but some of the reactions from this whole situation coming out, like of Topuria's statement coming out, was that obviously this was the kind of first time it was publicly addressed that, or publicly announced rather, what kind of was going on with him and with Topuria and his ex-wife. And because he said it was like accusations of domestic abuse, and what was it? Bryce Mitchell had this reaction. I like Bryce Mitchell, don't get me wrong, but this was like, well, I'll kind of say more on that in a minute. I'll just play this video. So basically, he said this.
For you, bitch, this is called the wife beater special. That's right, I got my wife beater on for Ilia Topuria. That bitch puts his hands on a woman. You know, I grew up without a dad. You know, never seen my dad, never will see my dad. And you know what? I'd rather not see my dad than have my dad there beating on my mom. Let me tell you something, what that'll get you killed around these parts, son. That shit ain't no joke. There ain't nothing funny about it, and I just had to let you know you're a straight up bitch for that. And your brother's a bitch too. I'll fight him. I'll beat his ass. You got lucky I was sick or I'd have beat your ass. And look, you don't deserve to get to see your kids, son, because you put your hands on their mother. You're a coward. That shit is sickening. Ilia, you need to repent, return to Jesus Christ, and if you repent, you won't rot in hell, bro. But you better really mean it, and you better really repent, and probably stop drinking, too. You probably got a drinking problem, man. Return to Jesus Christ, you will be forgiven, and if not, you're gonna rot in hell, bro, because that's where women beaters go. One more thing for you, Ilia. Wives ain't like belts, okay? It ain't the more the merrier. You're supposed to have one man, one woman, two become one, okay? You're out running around working on your third wife now. Hell, you think they're championship belts and you're trying to get 3 or 4. You're an idiot, dude. You need to take notes from a guy like me.
Right, so that's what Bryce Mitchell had to say. But speaking of which, you know who's going to go to hell? Um, yeah, yeah. I like Bryce Mitchell, but this isn't the best showing. This was in January of this year, so it's not exactly an old picture, let's say. Uh, anyway, yeah, he says that like he's basically off the bat. Maybe he knows some insider knowledge that no one else does, because based off what Ilia Topuria said, you can't you can't say if he's guilty or not of these alleged crimes. I guess you could say this alleged domestic abuse, but just to come out and say, just for Bryce Mitchell to then say, you know, he's guilty, he just straight up accusing him of like hitting his ex-wife, and then he was saying about he's trying to get wives like belts. It's like I'm not too sure about Ilia Topuria's past. I don't know if he has had other wives or not, but I don't think so. No, that I've heard of, but maybe he has. And it's like he's basically saying he's like trying to go through his wives and like beat them up. I guess that's what he's saying. But I don't know. I just thought that was a way to. Obviously, maybe Bryce Mitchell has a bit of a vendetta against Topuria because he beat him and pretty badly, like 3 years ago. But I just don't know. I thought that was really like it's quite blatant and quite extreme for him to do that. But you know, that's Bryce Mitchell. We all love Bryce Mitchell, don't we? But yeah, that's kind of all what to say about it. The so that was that. We'll see what happens with the case. I guess we could say the legal case, if it has started, if it's in in session and ongoing. But yeah, anyway, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.